You're tuned into Echoes of Us, written by Azalea Moon. Here is last week's recap of Echoes of Us. After the emotional fallout of the tape, Camila and Sebastián escaped to his oceanfront estate, hoping for quiet, but finding something far more intimate. Surrounded by shadows, secrets, and the echo of everything left unsaid, they rediscovered not just each other, but the possibility of healing. In a series of slow-burning, deeply personal moments, curated dinners, nostalgic songs, moonlit walks, and shared silences, they allowed themselves to feel it all: the grief, the love, the weight of what they lost, and the fragile hope of what they might still have. Between candlelight and kisses, laughter and longing, a forgotten anniversary became a turning point, not just a celebration of what once was, but a vow, spoken in touch and tenderness, for what's still to come. But peace never lasts forever, and the past has a way of finding you, even by the sea. And now the season finale, episode 14.
The morning sun pours through the windows, spilling gold over the ocean like someone tipped over a jar of light. It's early, but I'm already awake. Sebastián's still upstairs, fast asleep, his breathing deep and even. I don't want to disturb that. Bruno pads beside me as I slip quietly through the house, curious, barefoot, and still a little dazed that this place is real, and I'm in it. The house is bigger than I realized last night. Wide hallways, clean lines, and those subtle signs of Sebastián everywhere. The kitchen is sleek and modern, of course, but it's the home gym that really catches me off guard. It looks like it belongs to a Navy SEAL. Gleaming machines, free weights organized by the pound, resistance bands, kettlebells, all of it arranged with military precision. Yeah, this man doesn't play around when it comes to discipline. Bruno huffs at the door like even he's impressed. He stays close as I wander, his tags jingling softly with every step. There's something comforting about having him at my side, a familiar presence in this space that still feels like I'm borrowing it. It's bigger than I realized. Quiet, clean, open. The kind of place that has stories, even if no one's told them yet. There's something intentional about how it's all arranged. Minimal but not cold. But then there are the locked doors. 3 of them, tucked into different corners of the house. No labels, no hints, just locked. I pause at the last one, longer than I mean to, hand grazing the knob. Curiosity sparks, but I don't jiggle it. I don't knock. Not yet. Everyone has their reasons for keeping some things closed off. Bruno bumps against my leg like he's reminding me to keep moving. I keep walking, trailing through the rest of the house. Every room tells me more about him, what he shows, what he hides. But it's not until we reach the daybed by the glass doors that I finally stop. Eventually, we end up at my favorite spot in the whole house, this little daybed tucked by the back windows, looking straight out at the beach. The sound of the waves is like a lullaby, only it wakes me up instead of putting me to sleep. The ocean's just there, wide and endless beyond the windows. I push the doors open and step outside barefoot, the sand still cool beneath my feet, the air crisp with salt. Bruno curls into the sunlit corner of the patio, already claiming it as his. I settle onto the cushion, pull the throw blanket over my lap, and watch the ocean stretch endlessly in front of me. I dig my toes into the sand and close my eyes for a second. I could actually live here. The thought sneaks in, quiet but sure, and I smile, because it doesn't feel impossible. It feels right. The way the breeze kisses my skin, the way Bruno's already claimed this place as his, the way my chest feels lighter here. It all adds up to something that feels like home. I let myself sink into it, deep in that warm, quiet space where things just are, until I hear it. A throat clears behind me. I turn quickly. Mari's standing at the edge of the grass, dressed down in joggers and sneakers, which might be the most shocking part of this morning. She looks relaxed, but there's a glint in her eyes. like she's assessing, as always. I jump up without thinking. Oh, how long have you been standing there?
Just got here. I've been trying to reach Sebastian since 9:30. He told me to be here by 10. When 10:30 rolled around and there was no sign of him, I had the guards help me check the grounds, just in case.
There's genuine concern under her calm tone. It makes me laugh. He's fine, passed out upstairs. I didn't want to wake him, so I came out here. Mari's eyebrows shoot up, clearly impressed.
Sebastian's sleeping in? That's a first. We make fun of him for texting the team before sunrise. I'm glad he's resting.
She starts walking back toward the house, lifting her walkie as she goes.
I'll be damned, the boss is sleeping in.
There's surprise in her voice, but also satisfaction, like she's glad he's finally letting himself rest. She disappears through the gate. The gate swings shut behind her, and I'm left standing there, barefoot in the sand, Bruno curled beside me again. I sit back down, Bruno curling against my side again. Sebastian doesn't sleep, but he's sleeping now. Because I'm here. Because we're here. And somehow that means everything. I settle back onto the daybed, letting the cushion sink beneath me as the ocean stretches wide in front of me, all shimmer and rhythm and light. There's a smile on my face, and this one, it's not practiced. It's not for anyone else. It just is. The thought that I could bring him a little peace. Sebastian, who never stops moving, never stops thinking. It wraps around me like warmth from the inside out. It's quiet joy, the kind that doesn't need an audience. Even with everything still unsettled, the locked doors, the unanswered questions, the chaos waiting outside this house, I feel calm, really calm, like the waves, steady, certain. I lean back, eyes half closed, and before I even realize it, I start to hum. Then softly, almost to myself, I begin to recite a poem I wrote years ago, one that never made it past the walls of a notebook, one no one's ever heard, a melody my heart will sing, a song forever heard. The ghost of your sweet laughter still dances in the air, echoes of us forever after, a love beyond compare. The words drift out with the breeze, quiet and raw. And when I finish, I stay still, like maybe if I don't move, the moment won't slip away. I glance at Bruno, still asleep, nose twitching in a dream, and let my fingers trail over the edge of the cushion, pretending I wasn't just vulnerable, open in a way I haven't let myself be in years. But I feel it. Someone behind me, that subtle shift in the air. I don't turn, and in this moment of silence, I know he heard me and chose to let me keep it until I'm ready. Then the daybed dips slightly. He sits beside me, quiet as ever, his shoulder brushing mine. No questions, no comments, just presence. And then he says,
"When I had the opportunity to invest in this place, this backdrop reminded me of you, so I invested in it with the hope that we would find each other. Bought this piece of ocean for you."
Before I can process his words, he leans in and kisses me deeply, pouring 2 decades of longing into a single embrace. When we finally part, I find myself speechless, the weight of his confessions settling around us like morning mist. The peaceful moment hung suspended between us until Sebastian's voice takes on a more serious tone.
"Mari is waiting for us in the office. We have some work to do."
He pauses, giving my hand a gentle squeeze. My spine straightens, steel entering my posture. I had spent too many years in the dark, too many nights wondering what could have been. Victor's shadow had loomed over my life for far too long. My voice was steady when I replied, "Let's get started." We sit there for a moment longer, our eyes fixed on the endless expanse of ocean before us. Both of us know that once we walk away from this peaceful morning, once we decide to move against Victor, there will be no turning back. The waves crashed endlessly against the shore, nature's own reminder that some forces, once set in motion, couldn't be stopped. But then reality taps on my shoulder like it always does. There is no way I'm walking into Mari's war room wearing Sebastian's oversized button-down, bare feet, and beach hair that could legally be classified as a warning sign. I stand, stretching a little as I look down at him. He glances up, eyes soft. I'm going upstairs to look like a functioning adult. He smirks, lazy and amused. Doesn't say a word, just leans back, hands behind his head, like he's exactly where he wants to be. I head upstairs, Bruno following me halfway before deciding the bottom step is far enough. The house is quiet, still, the kind of quiet that makes you want to move softer, like you're walking through someone's dream. Back in the room, sunlight filters through gauzy curtains, casting patterns across the bed we barely touched last night. I head straight to the shower. The water's hot, steady. It rinses away the salt, the sand, the weight of everything still unspoken. And when I step out, everything feels sharper. Not heavy, just awake. I towel dry my hair, brush it out quick, and pull on jeans and a soft black tank. Something clean, presentable, me. I take a final glance in the mirror, no makeup, just clean skin and clear eyes, and I feel steady, enough. Then I head downstairs, each step firm, measured. Because if I'm walking into Sebastian's office, into whatever conversation's waiting for me with Mari and God knows who else, I'm walking in like I belong here. Because maybe I do. By the time I make it downstairs, the air in the house feels different. Not tense exactly, but charged, like something's about to shift. Sebastian and Mari are already waiting, standing near the base of the stairs, arms folded. Mari's across the room, expression unreadable but softer than usual. She gives me a nod.
Round 2. You clean up nice.
I offer a small smile, but my eyes are already on Sebastian. He doesn't move, just watches me, like he's waiting to gauge where I'm at before stepping into whatever's next.
There's something I need to show you. Something I should have mentioned earlier, but with everything going on, I figured it could wait.
His voice is even, careful, too careful. That's never a good sign. He gestures for us to follow him, and I trail behind. Mary silent at my back as we head toward a door off the main hallway. His office. He opens it and I freeze in the doorway. It's not an office, it's a command center. The room is sleek, cold, and lined with screens and control panels. High-end security equipment, dozens of live camera feeds time-stamped, constantly shifting. The walls hum with quiet power, every surface immaculate and deliberate. I step in slowly, my eyes catching flashes of rooms I've walked through this morning. The kitchen, the hallway, even the daybed overlooking the beach. I look at Sebastian and ask, "There are cameras in the house?" He nods, already bracing for my reaction.
Everywhere except the bedrooms and bathrooms. It's standard for security. I should have told you. I'm sorry.
I want to be mad about the cameras, really, I do, but then something catches my eye. One of the screens, tucked low in the corner, shows a room I haven't seen before. Concrete walls, harsh lighting, industrial. It feels underground. Not part of this house. Wait, is that Marcus? My eyes jump from screen to screen, and that's when I realize there are more. Offices, different layouts. People moving in and out, some of them in suits. Some armed. A few look like tech hubs. Others more like interrogation rooms. And then there's one screen, perfectly still. An empty living room. Soft lighting. A coffee table with a single book. Curtains fluttering slightly like someone left the window open. But no one's there. What is all this? My heart is pounding now, not in fear exactly, but something close. Something I don't have a name for yet. Sebastian steps forward, unrolls the rug, presses the floorboard. Click. A hidden hatch lifts. Keypad. Code. Smooth motion. The floor splits open, revealing a narrow passage and a set of sleek black stairs that disappear into shadow. He looks at me, eyes steady.
Come with me. I'll explain everything, but you need to trust me.
Trust. That word again. He says it like a promise, but it feels like a dare. I glance once more at the screens. The empty home, the nameless offices. What the fuck? He exhales, jaw tight.
I told you this might be too much too soon.
Mari. I forgot she was even here. I look over my shoulder, startled to see Mari still standing by the door. Silent, observing, not surprised. I face Sebastián, then the staircase. And something twists in my chest as I ask, Sebastián, what is this?
The part of my life I never wanted you to see. Until now.
I stare into the dark stairwell like it's breathing. Sebastián's eyes stay on mine, steady, serious.
It's a secret passage to the one part of my life I haven't told you about.
He takes a slow step closer.
If you come down there with me, you have to agree not to talk about what you see, not to anyone, ever, because if you do, I'll deny everything.
There's no hint of drama in his voice, just truth.
But you'll be safe. I swear to you, Camila. This is the safest place you could be right now.
I nod before I can form a single word, speechless. But inside, my journalist brain is racing. This is the kind of moment I used to chase with a mic and a deadline, and now I'm living it. Sebastián Narvaez, full of secrets, full of danger, and somehow, even knowing that, part of me is excited. Yeah, I'm scared, but I'm also buzzing, like stepping into a story no one else gets to write but me. He disappears down the stairs first, and I hover for a breath before following. 1 step, 2, and then I see it. Not some creepy basement, no. A slick, high-tech hallway, metallic walls, clean lines, recessed lighting glowing faint blue along the edges, like a sci-fi movie. And in the middle of it, a damn golf cart. I stop short and laugh. You do think you're Batman. First the massive garage, now this? Mari bursts out laughing behind me.
Thank you. I tell him that all the time. He's doing the most with all these gadgets and secret rooms.
Sebastián just smirks like he's been waiting for this exact moment. He slides into the driver's seat and looks at me over his shoulder.
Buckle up. Express ride to Sebastián's underground world. The hum of the golf cart echoes through the tunnel as we ride. Camila's sitting beside me, eyes wide, trying to take everything in without giving herself away. But I know her. The questions are piling up behind that quiet. I keep my hands steady on the wheel, take the first curve a little slow, give her room to breathe. I finally break the silence and say, this part of the operation, what you're about to see, it doesn't exist, not officially. I glance at her. She doesn't look away. Good, she's not running, so I continue. Mary and I started with re-entry and rehabilitation. Ex-inmates, people left behind by the system. We gave them training, structure, purpose, a second shot. But underneath that, we built something else. We pass a junction where the tunnel splits. North to headquarters, south to the safe house. I continue explaining. We own just over 100 acres, all of it underground connected. Private land, private tunnels, everything off-grid. Our firm offers personal security for a very specific type of client. Wealthy, high-profile, high-protein. No ads, no website. You only find us if you're already in. She's quiet, processing. I ease the cart around another bend, lights shifting across the metal walls. We train our own people, hire from inside the system, military, intelligence, background checks so deep it'd make your head spin. I tap the wheel with one hand. Technically, we don't exist, not to the IRS, not to the public, not even to most of our staff.
Then what is this place?
My end of the tunnel leads to the only part of the compound no one but Mari knows about. My home. My real life. Everyone thinks I live in a high-rise in Manhattan, and technically, they're not wrong. I stay there most of the time when I'm working in the city. Meetings, clients, logistics. It's convenient, expected. It keeps the questions down. But what they don't know, what no one knows, is that it's only part of the story. That apartment is just the visible layer, the surface. But it's not home. Home is buried beneath 100 acres of silence and concrete and codes that change weekly. Home is where no one can reach me, unless I want them to. What we're heading toward now, that's the part of my life no one else gets to see. Mari hasn't said a word since we started moving. She just sits in the back, still as stone, barely even breathing. It's how she gets when the line between business and personal starts to blur. We pass 2 narrow stairwells, simple steel doors tucked into the concrete, easy to miss if you don't know where to look. I nod toward them. These lead to hideaway houses. We keep them for clients who need to disappear. Witnesses, whistleblowers, high-rim types. The tunnel system connects everything. If something ever goes wrong topside, we can move without being seen. The cart hums under us, moving smooth and steady, but I can feel her next to me, tight, alert, the kind of quiet that isn't peace, but calculation. I need to get ahead of it. I'm telling you all this now because I don't want to withhold anything from you anymore. I need you to know what you're walking into, all of it. I need you to know me.
But before I can speak, before the questions pour out, we reach the final stop. The tunnel widens ahead of us, the lights shifting from cool blue to soft white as the walls stretch taller, cleaner, like we're entering a lab or a vault. Then I see them. Massive garage doors, smooth and steel reinforced, open as if sensing us before we even stop. No creak, no sound, just a silent parting of the world I thought I knew. And inside, it's not a garage, it's a showroom. Black epoxy floors so glossy I can see our reflections. 4 cars lined up like they belong in a Bond film. White walls, spotless. Everything in its place, but somehow colder because of it. I can't think. I don't even know where to start. My eyes flick from one thing to the next. The cars. The layers of secrets that just keep stacking on top of each other. This man has a compound, a network, tunnels, hideouts. How do you wrap your head around that before lunch? The cart stops and Mari leaps out like she's escaping the sun. She doesn't say much, just tosses a half laugh over her shoulder.
I'll be inside.
And she's gone. Just like that, she's running. From me. From the heat radiating off of me like I'm seconds from combustion. But I don't know if it's anger or fear or adrenaline. Maybe it's all 3 wrapped in that dizzying what the fuck feeling that won't leave my chest. Who are you, Sebastián? I stay seated. I don't even realize I'm gripping my knees until Sebastián reaches over, warm fingers wrapping around my hand. Steady. Intentional. Like he knows I might bolt and he's giving me one reason not to. I look over at him. He's watching me. Not trying to spin it. Not trying to smile it away, just waiting.
What are you thinking? Ask me anything.
That is all that I managed to say. Ask anything, I don't even know where to start. Because this is no longer just about us. This is something else. Something I can't unsee. Something I might already be in too deep to walk away from. And the wildest part? I'm not sure I want to walk away. I sit there for a second longer, his hand around mine, and I don't say a word. Because I don't even know what I'm feeling, like I'm scrambled, baffled by all this new information, by the life Sebastián lives, by the secrets of his private firm. Tunnels, properties, hidden homes, monitored hallways, that damn golf cart. And Mari, stone-faced Mari, laughing 1 minute and disappearing the next. It's a lot, too much maybe, but I'm still here. I turn to face him and say, "So who knows about this?" He doesn't blink.
Mari. A few top-level people who help run logistics. That's it. No. The people in our lives only see what they're meant to. A curated version. Safe. Simple.
Safe. Simple. Like I was once. I'd take a breath and glance at the door Mari slipped through, at everything I've just seen, haven't seen, and still have no name for. And then I ask, and me? What am I now? One of those people?
No, that's why we're here.
His voice is steady, like he's been waiting years to tell me this. Like he's wanted someone to know, to see it, but only if it was me. And maybe that's the scariest part, because underneath the shock and confusion, I believe him. I have 1,000 questions, but none of them are polished. None of them sound like a journalist. They sound like me, sitting in a garage in the middle of an underground tunnel, holding hands with a man I don't fully know. Is this legal? His lips twitch, not quite a smile.
Mostly.
That's not comforting.
I'm not trying to comfort you. I'm trying to be honest.
Why show me all this now? His eyes meet mine, level and steady.
Because I'm done choosing which parts of myself you get to see.
That lands, like a stone in water, like it's too late to go back anyway. I nod slowly, even though my head's a swirl of static and unfinished thoughts. He watches me a beat longer, then gestures toward the door Mari slipped through.
Come inside. Mari will explain the rest better than I can. Once we talk, it'll all make sense.
Will it though? Because nothing's made sense since he came back. Not this man, not this life, not the fact that part of me is relieved to be in the middle of this insanity with him. I stand slowly and dust off my legs, like that'll ground me somehow. Then I glance back at him, my voice dry. Okay, let's go. I'm in too deep to even attempt to escape, I say, looking around. So let's just pray you didn't come back as a serial killer.
No promises.
And still, I follow. Because whatever's waiting behind that door, it's already part of the story I've stepped into. And I'm not turning back. The door clicks open and I step through. The air inside shifts, cooler, sharper, not like a home, like a nerve center. The hallway is sleek, modern, polished concrete floors, recessed lights, a sense of quiet urgency humming just beneath the surface. If the garage felt like a secret, this feels like a confession. Mary's already waiting inside, posted near a long glass table that looks like it belongs in a boardroom designed by NASA. She's swapped the joggers for something sharper. Clean black slacks, boots, a fitted blazer, business mode. Her eyes find me. She nods.
Glad you came in.
Didn't feel like I had much of a choice. She smirks but doesn't deny it. Sebastián walks past me, quiet, casual. Like this is just another Tuesday. He grabs a tablet from the table and starts swiping through what looks like live feeds, encrypted data, maps, satellite views. I hover just inside the room, trying not to gape, trying to act like this isn't blowing every fuse in my brain. This is no basement bunker. This is a full-scale command center. Every wall has a screen. Every screen has purpose. And then I realize, this isn't just a private firm. This is infrastructure. I don't know how else to describe it. The walls pulse with information. Live surveillance feeds, encrypted dashboards, digital footprints, maps. Like I'm standing inside the mind of a machine built for control. And then Mari starts talking, low, focused. Like she's answering questions I didn't even know I had.
We built this from the ground up, first as a base for tracking high profitable security details, politicians, CEOs, whistleblowers under threat.
She gestures to a wall of labeled toggles and glowing monitors.
Then came the tech, surveillance, extraction, digital forensics. Now it's a full service operation, quiet, clean, invisible. We monitor our clients across all tiers: physical movement, digital presence, threats we can't afford to ignore. AI scans for risk patterns. Every red flag, every unusual ping, it comes through here first.
She nods toward one of the larger displays, an interactive timeline of someone's movements down to the minute.
Most of what we do never gets this far, but when it does, we engage full protocol, secure transport, identity lockout, digital wipe, relocation.
My stomach tightens. I haven't said a word, but she's unraveling all the knots anyway. Every half-formed thought in my head, she's already 10 steps past it.
This isn't about playing spy games. It's about control, preventing chaos before it spreads. And when it's already spread, we contain it quietly.
No hesitation, no fear, like this is the only language she speaks fluently. The room tilts just slightly, because this isn't just infrastructure. It's leverage, influence, insurance against the world's ugliest truths. And Sebastián is at the center of it.
She hasn't moved in a minute. Not really. Camila just stands there, arms folded but not defensive, eyes locked on the monitors like they might rearrange into something she can understand if she stares hard enough. Mari's still talking, explaining systems and protocol like it's second nature. And Camila, she listens like it's not, like she's wondering if this whole place is a map of who I really am. Maybe it is. She finally turns to me. Quiet. No fire, no fury, just something quieter, something that feels worse. Then, finally, she says,
Okay, I'm sure I'll have questions once the shock wears off. But the one question that does come to mind is, with all this tech stuff, all this power, why is Victor even a factor? Why haven't you taken him down?
There it is. The real question, not about the tunnels or the monitors or the world she's just walked into, but him. I meet her gaze. I don't look away. She doesn't blink. Doesn't breathe, maybe. Just waits. So I give her the real reason. Perfect question. That's exactly why I brought you here today. Why I needed you to know all the truths. I was inside. Mari and I started digging. Not just into Victor, but into the cops who arrested me, the ones who manufactured the case. We found patterns. Other inmates with stories that matched mine, almost word for word. Bad arrests, staged evidence, quiet disappearances. Camila doesn't speak, but her whole body shifts. I can feel it. She's listening now with her gut. We started building cases for them, one by one. Got a few of them retrials, got most of them out. It didn't bring back the years we lost, but it gave them a shot. And it gave us leverage. Eventually, we brought a deal to the table, one the NYPD couldn't risk going public. They agreed to a settlement, quiet, off the record, buried. I walked with a payout big enough to start the foundation. I gestured toward Mari without looking at her. Mary came on as a silent partner. She didn't want the spotlight, just a seat at the table and the freedom to take her own contracts. And with that money, we built this. A place no one could take from us. A system designed to protect the people who never had protection before. That's why Victor's still out there, because until now, we were playing by their rules, gathering everything, building cases the right way. But now I'm done waiting. I watch her absorb it. Not just the truth about the foundation or the deal that bought my freedom, but the war we've been fighting long before she ever walked back into my life. And I haven't even told her the worst of it. So I do. The corruption goes higher. Judges, politicians, federal branches, people whose names sit behind press podiums and charity galas. The same organization that decided my life and the lives of men like me didn't matter. They've got reach, deep reach. Mari's posture tightens across the room. She knows where this is going. She's been waiting for me to say it out loud. We've spent years collecting intel, protecting the people brave enough to speak up, the ones who didn't get a second chance like I did, or who wouldn't survive trying. Camila's silent, but I see her pulse flickering at her throat. She knows what this means, what this costs. And now we might finally have something real, something solid. The tapes. A piece of evidence no one was ever supposed to find. Camila's face stills. But I know her. I know when she's spinning inside. Please say something, I tell her. There's a beat. A silence so still it makes the air feel heavier. And then, she laughs. Not the nervous kind, not bitter or sarcastic. It's loud, sudden, genuine. and I'm so thrown I almost forget where we are. She turns around like she's addressing an invisible audience.
Okay, where are the cameras? Maggie, are you in on this? Is this some kind of twisted intervention?
I let out a laugh before I can stop myself. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but no cameras. Other than the security system, of course. And Maggie? She can't know anything about this. Camila raises an eyebrow, still clearly riding the line between disbelief and shock. I can't blame her. If the roles were reversed, I'd be losing my mind too. I glance over at Mari, who's watching with that calm, measured expression she always wears when she's about to drop something heavy. Mari, go ahead. Tell her the plan, what we're hoping to do next with Victor.
Sebastián nods to me, and I know it's time. Camila's standing there with that impossible mix of fire and confusion in her eyes, like she's trying to hold on to solid ground that keeps shifting beneath her feet, but she hasn't run, and that tells me everything I need to know. I clear my throat and step forward, arms crossed loosely. All right, here's what we're thinking. She turns toward me fully. I can see the questions stacking behind her eyes. She doesn't ask them yet, but she will. So I do what I've always done, get ahead of the noise. So I say, we take you on as a client. That gets her attention.
Wait, what?
Officially, on paper, you work with our lawyer, one of the few people in the world I actually trust with classified information. He'll guide you through filing a civil lawsuit against the precinct that handled your father's case. Her brow furrows, but she doesn't interrupt. Good, she's listening. We'll go after them for negligence, for failure to collect key evidence, including the camera you found, which they conveniently missed during their so-called investigation. If they'd done even the bare minimum, there would have been no doubt your father was murdered. And they buried that. I watch her flinch, just barely. She knows it's true, but hearing it out loud hits different. Here's the important part. This precinct, it's the same one that framed Sebastián and a handful of others whose names we've cleared over the years. Your case, Camila, is the perfect pressure point. It's personal, it's public, and it's just far enough removed from Sebastián's history that it won't look connected at first. That's the leverage we need. The lawsuit will force the two lead officers from your father's case out of hiding. They're both retired, both quiet, a public record dragging their names into daylight. That'll get them talking. If not voluntarily, then out of self-preservation.
And what do we think they'll say?
Hopefully, enough to lead us to the people they were working for, the ones who called the shots, covered up your father's murder, and framed Sebastián. That's the chain we need to pull, and if we're lucky, it won't break before it leads us to the head of the whole damn thing. Camila's quiet again, but she's still in it. She's not shrinking. She's calculating, like she's rewriting the entire map of her past now that the borders have shifted. I can see the question rising in her throat. It's the same one that's always on the edge when Sebastián's name comes up, when her father's name comes up. But I beat her to it. As for Victor, and pause, because this part always sounds worse before it sounds smart. Once the video is out, he'll be taken into custody. Camila's eyes flash, hope, rage, something sharp. I shake my head slowly. And he won't make it through the night. That stops her, not because she's surprised, because she understands. Immediately, he knows too much. Names, money trails, judges, offshore accounts. He's been moving in this system for years. If they even suspect he might talk, he's dead before the first arraignment hearing. He swallows, and it's not fear, it's restraint.
To what happens instead?
He stays in the streets. Camila's brow furrows. We've made the call to keep him out of the video. The tech team's already working on the final cut. Victor won't appear in it, not by name, not by face. That earns me a look, something like suspicion, something like betrayal. I meet her head on and add, because he's more valuable alive and loose. If we play this right, he'll panic, make contact with the wrong person, lead us straight to the ones we've never been able to touch. The ones that can't be found in files or surveillance feeds, the ones who only come out when they're cleaning up blood. I know it's not satisfying, but it's strategic, and it's the only shot we've got at taking down the top of the chain. Camila doesn't speak for a long time. She just looks at me, then at Sebastián, and then back at me.
So you're not hunting Victor?
No, we're baiting him.
I knew it wouldn't be simple. Not with Victor, not with any of this. But hearing it laid out, so clinical, so precise, hits me in a place I didn't know was still tender. We're baiting him, like he's a predator and I'm the tether. Like this is a game I somehow agreed to play. I stare at Mari, at her steadiness, her control. Then I look at Sebastián. He hasn't said a word since she started. His hands are clasped in front of him, jaw tight, eyes locked on me, like he's waiting for the moment I break. I don't, not yet. Instead, I say, "So what? You parade my grief in front of the precinct, stir the ashes, and wait for Victor to crawl out?" My voice comes out sharper than I expect. There's an edge to it, a crack underneath. Mary doesn't flinch. I kind of hate her for that.
Your case forces movement. It rattles people we've never been able to reach. It's not just about Victor. It's about everyone who thinks they got away with it.
But you're not going after Victor.
Not yet.
I press my tongue to the roof of my mouth, grounding myself in something, anything. But it's like standing in the middle of a storm with no idea which direction the lightning's coming from. They've thought this through, every angle, every line of risk, except maybe me. I look at Sebastián again. I want him to say something, to fix this somehow. He always had that ability to turn chaos into calm, even when I hated him for it. But now, he just looks like he's waiting for me to lead. I speak directly to Sebastián. And if he hurts someone else while he's out there, if keeping him on the street costs another life, that blood's on me too, right? That's when Sebastián finally speaks.
No, it's on the men who protected him. The ones we're about to drag into the light.
I stare at him, at all of it, the secret tunnels, the surveillance, the war I've just been recruited into. I don't know what shocks me more from the last few days. That Sebastián has built an entire secret world under our feet. That Victor might have walked free on purpose. That my father was silenced and the people responsible were allowed to grow old in peace. I feel it hit me in waves, all of it, all at once. The weight of secrets, the adrenaline, the ache that never really left since I first saw Sebastián again. I blink and the room sharpens around me. Mari's steel composure, the faint hum of tech, Sebastián's eyes watching me, like he's afraid I'll vanish again. I step back, just enough to breathe. Then I say, "I need some time. This is all too much." I don't wait for them to respond. I can't. I just look at Sebastián and say what I know I mean. "Sebastián, take me home." The words land heavier than I expect. His brow creases, and for a moment, I see the flicker of guilt beneath the calm. But he nods. He doesn't argue, doesn't press. He nods when I ask him to take me home, but it doesn't feel like a simple yes. It feels like something in him folds.
See?
I close my eyes. I know that voice, the way it softens when he's trying not to push too hard.
I don't like the idea of you going back to Brooklyn alone, not right now.
That gets me to look at him. He's not demanding, just worried, and maybe a little scared. I'll be fine. I just need time.
I know. And I want to give you that. I can leave for a day or two. Stay at the Manhattan apartment so you have the place to yourself.
I study him. It's not just about giving me space. He's giving me trust, control, after just handing me the deepest, darkest parts of his life. And part of me wants to say, stay and explain it all again, stay and help me breathe through it. But the other part, the one that's still trying to separate his world from mine, needs distance. Okay. He nods once. It's quiet, controlled, like he's tucking his hurt into the same place he's always kept it.
I'll pack a few things and head out tonight.
Sebastián, he glances at me. I don't need you to disappear, I just need to breathe.
I'll come back as soon as you ask me to.
I nod. We walk back into the main operations room, and for a moment, I feel like I've stepped out of my own life and into someone else's blueprint. Monitors hum. Light shifts across cold concrete. The weight of what I now know settles somewhere deep in my chest. Mari stands by the far table, back straight, arms folded. Her face is unreadable, but her presence, it's grounding. Sebastian's voice cuts through the silence beside me, low and measured, and he says to Mari.
I'll call you once I'm ready to head out.
Mari just nods once, no questions asked. That's their rhythm. Clean, efficient, unspoken trust. I step toward her, the words forming before I can second-guess them. Thank you for everything you're doing for my father's case. I know I haven't said much, and I'm still trying to process all of this, but I promise, once I clear my head, I'll have an answer for you. Mari's expression shifts, a softening, a flicker of something like respect.
Take your time. Just don't take too long. Truth doesn't wait forever.
I nod because that feels true. Then Sebastian's hand grazes the small of my back. Gentle, not possessive, just present. We turn toward the tunnel. The silence stretches between us again, but it's no longer sharp. It's softened by everything we've shared and everything we haven't. Sebastian helps me into the same golf cart we arrived in, his hand steady at my elbow like I might crumble, even though I don't. Not yet. We pass the first staircase, then the second, the ones that lead to houses meant for hiding, survival, escape. And I wonder how many stories have moved through these tunnels. How many secrets ride in the air down here, like ghosts that never left. The light overhead flickers every few feet. Not enough to blind, just enough to remind me we're still underground. The air is cooler than I remember. Or maybe I'm warmer now, raw with knowing, with truth. Sebastian doesn't say a word. He drives slowly, like he knows I need time to absorb, not just move. I rest my hand on the side rail. The metal is smooth, cold, real. He glances at me once. Quick, cautious, but I don't meet his eyes. Not because I'm angry. Because I'm still turning the puzzle over in my head, feeling the shape of it in my chest. There's a version of me that would have bolted by now, packed my bag, grabbed Bruno, caught the first train out. But that version didn't hear the plan, didn't see the quiet steel in Mari's voice, didn't feel Sebastian's hand tremble just slightly when he touched mine. That version didn't know what I know now. We reach the end of the tunnel. The cart slows as the lights give way to the rising glow of the staircase that leads up to Sebastian's home. Our home for now. He parks, cuts the engine. For a moment, neither of us moves.
You okay?
I nod, eyes still forward. I will be. He doesn't ask for more than that. We head back upstairs. We step into the soft light of the main house, leaving steel and secrets behind, trading cool concrete for hardwood warmth and familiar shadow. Before Sebastian can say a word, I turn and reach for him. My hand slides into his, fingers lacing tight. I pull him in, close enough to feel the heat of his breath against my cheek. And then I kiss him. Not out of passion, not to forget, but as a promise. A silent vow that I'm still here, still standing, still choosing this, even as the ground keeps shifting. He doesn't speak, just looks at me with that gaze that always sees straight through the walls I think I've built. I'm taking Bruno for a walk. Come find me at the beach. His fingers linger against mine before I pull away. Bruno's already up, tail wagging, like he's read my mind. I don't bother to clip his leash on nor slip on sandals. I just push the door open to that long stretch of sand that still doesn't feel real. The breeze wraps around me like a question. The same beach, the same waves. But I'm not the same girl who stood here last night, barefoot and glowing. I let Bruno run ahead, his whole body vibrating with joy. The ocean air rushes in, clean and sharp, and I let it hit me full. I sit at the water's edge, knees pulled close, the tide creeping toward my toes and then retreating like it too is unsure. And for the first time in days, I just sit. No questions, no plans, no answers. Just the sound of my breath sinking with the sea. Everything's changed. Sebastian's not just the boy I loved. He's a man who built a hidden world, a war chest of truth, a vault of danger. And I'm not just the girl who mourned him. I'm the key to a door I didn't know existed, the one they've all been waiting for.
I move through the house with quiet purpose, packing what I need, locking what should stay behind. Every step feels heavier than it should. Mari's voice lingers in my head, her usual cool logic, her trust in our plan. But none of that reaches the part of me that's torn up over one thing. Walking away from Camila, even for a day, I grab my bag, sling it over my shoulder, and hesitate at the back door. Through the glass, I can see the dunes and the shimmer of the sea just beyond. He's out there. So I go. I lower my bag to the floor and step out. The sand is soft beneath my feet, cooler now in the mid-morning light. Bruno spots me first, barking once before trotting up, tongue flopping sideways, tail thumping like a drum. Camila sits near the water, her knees drawn in, her hair dancing in the wind like it always belonged here. I stop a few steps away and wait. She turns slowly, eyes meeting mine. She doesn't speak. Doesn't need to. I step closer and she stands up to meet me. I say, "I'm heading out now, just for the night. Maybe two if you need more time. You'll be safe here, I promise. There's always someone outside, watching. You won't see them, but they'll see you." She nods, her expression unreadable, like she's still floating somewhere between worlds. This isn't how I imagined things when I brought her here. I thought I could shield her from the mess, drip the truth out slow, let her settle in gently. Instead, I dropped it all at once, every hidden hallway, every buried secret. A storm she didn't see coming. I'm sorry for all of this, Camila. For the weight I've put on you. If I could take it back. She cuts me off with just a look, not angry, just raw, like she's still deciding whether or not she can carry what I've given her. Mari will be in the city with me today. She'll be back tonight. She'll stay at headquarters in case you need anything. And Marcus will swing by in an hour or two. Groceries, errands, anything you need, just say the word. I pause, heart in my throat. This is the right thing to do. Give her space, let her breathe. But I hate it. Every cell in my body wants to stay. To sit beside her in the sand and hold her until she tells me she's okay. I step back, force my hand to release from the tight fist it's formed by my side. I'll check in later. But only if you want me to. She nods again. Small, quiet, and I take it as permission to leave, but I don't move. Because suddenly everything I didn't say on the ride back, in the tunnel, in the silence between us, comes pouring out of me like a dam cracked wide open. Camila, I know this is insane. I know I should have told you more, earlier, differently. But everything was moving so fast. And then your father's videotape and Victor and us. And I didn't want to overwhelm you, but I did anyway. I keep thinking if I'd slowed down or explained it better or not pulled you into all this. I don't breathe. I don't blink. I just keep unraveling, words tumbling out in a rhythm that sounds like regret. She reaches out. One fingertip. Against my lips.
Shh. Hug me.
I freeze, then move. Arms around her, I bury my face in her shoulder. The scent of her, sun, salt, skin, grounds me instantly. She pulls back just enough to look at me and kisses me. Not soft, not cautious. It's deep, intentional, like she's anchoring us both to this moment. When she pulls away, she touches my face, voice steady.
I'm not upset with you. It just is what it is.
I look at her, stunned, silent now.
This is the life Victor created for both of us. This is the fallout. I just need some time, alone, to process it all.
She says it so calmly, so clearly, like the eye of the storm. And somehow, those words, not upset, settle the thing inside me that's been clawing for air since we left the hub. I nod, this time without hesitation. Call me, any time, even if you just need to scream. And I hold her one last time before walking away. I don't look back when I let her go. Not right away. I walk toward the house, fists clenched, breath uneven. Each step feels like I'm walking out of something I've spent years trying to find again. Inside, the house is quiet, like it knows. I grab my bag from where I left it by the door, keys already in hand. Everything I need for the city is in there, but suddenly it feels like I'm missing the one thing that matters most. Her. I close the door behind me with more force than I mean to. The sound echoes like a goodbye I'm not ready to give. Maria's waiting outside next to the black SUV, windows tinted, engine running low and steady like her nerves. She leans casually against the driver's side, arms crossed, eyes hidden behind aviators. Always 5 steps ahead.
Everything's set.
She straightens up, opens the passenger door.
Security will be on rotation around the clock until you're back. No one's getting through.
I nod, jaw tight. Still, I can't help it. I turn, just once. I glance back at the house, at the glass reflecting the early light, the outline of dunes just beyond. She's somewhere on the beach or inside, thinking, breathing, processing a life I dropped on her like a thunderstorm. I should feel better knowing she's safe, that the perimeter is locked down, that Mari has eyes on every angle. But none of that changes the hollow ache as I climb into the passenger's seat and shut the door behind me.
You good?
I stare straight ahead and reply, no. She pulls out of the driveway anyway. And we disappear into the road ahead, leaving the house and her behind.
The house feels different when I walk back in. Quieter, stiller, like it's holding its breath now that Sebastian's gone. Bruno pads in ahead of me, shaking off sand in the entryway like this place is already his. I close the door behind us, then pause, remembering. I turn the deadbolt, one click, then another for the second lock, just like he showed me. The keypad is lit in soft blue. I punch in the code, watching the numbers blink away as the alarm arms itself. A soft chime follows. Safe. At least physically, I take a breath. I don't know what I expected, maybe panic or a wave of loneliness, but all I feel is tired. Deep in my bones, tired. Like the weight of truth and lies and tunnels and everything in between has finally settled. Bruno trails behind me as I climb the stairs. Each step feels heavier than the last. My body is moving, but my mind is still miles behind, trying to catch up. The second floor landing greets me with golden light and silence. I peel off the clothes I wore to the beach and leave them crumpled on the bathroom floor. The water hisses as I step into the shower, and for a moment, everything disappears. The heat, the steam, the water rushing over me. It erases the ache in my back, the weight on my shoulders. I don't cry. I don't scream. I just stand there, letting the water do what it can't really fix. When I step out, the mirror is fogged over. I wipe a circle clear and see a version of myself I don't quite recognize. Stronger, maybe, but different, definitely. I dress in soft cotton, something comfortable, no drama, pull my hair back. Then it hits me. My stomach growls so loudly that Bruno actually lifts his head and gives me a look. Yeah, I know. I forgot too. I glance at the time on the wall clock downstairs as I head to the kitchen. Late afternoon already. No breakfast, no lunch, just adrenaline and anxiety. I open the fridge and let the cool air wash over me as I start figuring out how to take care of myself, now that I'm the only one here to do it. The kitchen is bright and still. Everything in this house is sleek, untouched, like it's waiting for permission to be lived in. I move with more muscle memory than intention. Eggs, toast, fruit, keep it simple. Something to put in my body before my thoughts pull me under again. My phone buzzes. Maggie. I swipe to answer before it even finishes ringing. The screen lights up with her face, wind-blown and glowing under some old European skyline. She's wearing oversized sunglasses and what looks like a sequined blazer over a hoodie. Iconic.
See, tell me you're alive and eating real food.
I laugh, the sound surprising me. It feels good to hear her voice. Barely, but yes, I'm making something now.
Ooh, we're domestic today. I like it. You look sun-kissed. That's either beach glow or emotional breakdown chic.
Little bit of both.
Well, I'm on my way to the airport. I'll be back tomorrow, finally. I miss real coffee and being able to yell at people in English.
I set the phone against the fruit bowl, letting her keep me company while I plate scrambled eggs and sliced avocado. I can't wait to see you. There's a lot to catch up on.
Oh, you're definitely holding back. I know that face.
I promise, it's better if we talk in person. Sebastián had to head into the city. Something urgent. He'll be back tomorrow, too.
Convenient timing. You're alone in that house now?
I've got Bruno. He's an excellent chaperone.
Please. That dog would sell you out for a peanut butter biscuit.
I laugh again, this time easier. I don't tell her about the tunnels, or the operation, or the impossible truth I'm still trying to swallow. That conversation needs space, needs time, needs us in the same room. So for now, I just let her talk about Paris, about a delayed flight, about some scandal with one of her stylists and an entire suitcase of sequins. I eat while she rambles, and for a moment, it feels like something close to normal. We talk until the eggs are cold, until the shadows in the kitchen stretch across the floor, until I feel like I've almost convinced her, and maybe myself, that everything's okay.
So, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, tell Sebastián to swing by the airport and grab me. I'm sick of strangers and hotels. I need some Camila time before I completely forget who I am.
Deal. I'll tell him. I need some Maggie time, too. We hang up with promises of snacks, wine, and whatever mess of emotions I'm finally ready to spill. The screen goes dark. The quiet returns. And then my phone buzzes again. A number I don't recognize. Hello?
Hey, Camila, it's Marcus. Sebastián gave me your number. Just checking in. Want to make sure you've got everything you need.
Oh, hey, thanks for calling. I'm good, really. Just finished eating. No need to swing by, I promise.
All right. I'll be at one of the other properties nearby just in case. Call me if anything feels off or if you change your mind. Seriously, anything. Oh, and I disabled a few of the interior cameras, hallways, kitchen, and main lounge. Figured you might want a little privacy.
I blink and reply sarcastically. You think? He chuckles.
I'll be monitoring the perimeter feeds and exterior zones. You're covered. Just breathe.
Thanks, Marcus. I mean it.
Anytime. You're part of this circle now.
He hangs up before I can ask what that means. And maybe that's for the best. I set the phone down on the counter and stand there for a moment, letting the weight of stillness settle into my bones. For the first time all day, I'm alone. Truly alone. But I don't feel scared. Not yet. I rinse my plate, wipe down the counter, and move through this house like I belong here. Like I might actually be able to. Tomorrow Maggie comes. Tomorrow Sebastián returns. Tomorrow maybe I'll start untangling what the hell comes next. But tonight I just exist. Quiet, fed, safe. And that has to be enough. For now, I'm halfway up the stairs when I remember Sebastián's call. It buzzed while I was still on the phone with Maggie. I didn't pick up, just texted him on a call, I'll ring you in a bit. Now, the silence feels too loud, and I want to hear his voice. I reach the landing and tap his name, phone pressed to my ear, heart doing that fluttery thing it does when I miss him too suddenly. The call goes straight to voicemail. I leave him a message. Hey, just calling you back. Hope everything's okay. I'm good here. Tired. Call me later if you're not too busy. I end the call and lower the phone, staring at the screen for a beat too long. His phone probably died. He mentioned he and Mari had things to handle tonight. I step into his bedroom. The fading light spills across the sheets. The air smells like him. Something clean and warm and grounding. I cross to the chair and pick up his black shirt, one I know he wore a few days ago. It still holds his shape, his scent. I change slowly, deliberately. It's strange how comfort and ache can live in the same breath. Bruno hops onto the bed like this is his nightly routine. Maybe it is now. I climb in beside him, the shirt soft on my skin, the room quiet in a way that settles deep. So much has happened, so much I still haven't said. But tonight, I don't need to unravel it all. I just need this. This silence, this space, this borrowed peace wrapped in his shirt and the ghost of his voice.
We'd barely stepped out of the SUV before I felt the shift. The city always hums louder than anywhere else, brash and relentless, like it knows exactly who it's forcing you to be. We headed straight to the Foundation's office, checked in, met with the staff, tied up a few things, nothing major, just enough to remind everyone we're watching. Always. A long day, but a necessary one. Now the sky's turning indigo and we're sliding back into the SUV, headlights casting long reflections across rain-washed pavement. I pull out my phone to check in with Camila, but she doesn't answer. Instead, I receive a text.
On a call, I'll ring you in a bit.
Just seeing her name softens something in me. I text back. No rush, just wanted to hear your voice. You good? I already know she's fine. Marcus checked in earlier, that she seems steady, even if quiet. I pull up the camera feed from my phone. The bedrooms and kitchen are dark, no visual on her. Right. Marcus disabled the interior cameras. I shift to the exterior feeds. The beach, the deck, the perimeter. Everything looks normal, still, safe. I can breathe. Mari glances over at me from the driver's seat, casual as ever.
What's next?
I know what I want to say. Let's go find Victor. Let's crack him open and watch the truth spill out. But it's been a long day, and Mari's going to have to drive back to Jersey after this. She won't say she's tired, but I know. I'm running on fumes and restraint. I can't go to Victor like this, not when I'm still carrying the weight of what I had to unload on Camila today. I lean my head back against the seat. Take me to the apartment. Mari nods. No argument. She knows the difference between backing off and backing down.
Copy that, and hey, she's still there. It's a good sign.
I glance at her. She's trying to offer something that resembles comfort. I nod once, grateful. But the ache in my chest doesn't budge. She's still there. Still in my house, probably wearing my shirt like she used to do. Still carrying the weight of my world on her shoulders. And I don't know how long that'll last. But for tonight, she's safe, and I'll take the win.
We pull up in front of Sebastián's building, the one that's supposed to be his real life, the address he gives people, the place he claims to call home. He unbuckles his seatbelt and grabs his bag like it weighs more than it does. I put the SUV in park and kill the engine and say, I'll come up, just make sure you're settled. He turns toward me, quiet but firm.
I'm good, Mari. Go home.
The look in his eyes says he needs air, space, maybe silence. And that even I, after everything we've been through, need to give him that tonight. I hesitate. For half a second, I want to insist, but then I nod. All right, good night. He leans forward slightly, hand brushing my shoulder.
Thanks. For today. For everything.
He gets out before I can say, you don't need to thank me, and starts walking toward the glass double doors. I watch him for a beat. Then my phone rings. Glance down, swipe to answer. His voice comes through tight. It's Marcus, my brother.
Sorry to call, but something's up. One of the guards at Camila's place flagged it. There's a car, blacked out, older model, been idling out front for over an hour. No one's gotten out.
My grip tightens on the phone. Got the plate numbers?
Clean. No hits. Might be nothing, but figured you want to know.
I glance back up toward the building. Sebastián's gone, vanished into the lobby. I hover over his name in my phone, thumb ready to call, then pause. He's been through enough today. Camila too. This might be nothing, or it might be everything. Either way, I'll handle it. I'm heading there now. Tell the guards not to engage until I get eyes.
I'll be that.
I end the call, fire the engine back up, and pull away from the curb. Something's off. I can feel it in my teeth, in the way the night has suddenly gone still around me. And I don't trust stillness, not in our line of work.
The lobby is quiet, still. The kind of still that usually signals routine and comfort, not tonight. No one is behind the security desk. Probably taking a break, I tell myself. The guy's reliable, shows up early, leaves late. Still, I clock the absence. Small details matter. I cross the marble floor and hit the elevator button, leaning back as the doors glide open. Step inside, breathe. The hum of the elevator gives me space to think. Too much space. Camila's still at the house, safe, guarded. I should feel better knowing that. But I don't. Because I saw her eyes today. I saw what all of this is costing her. And it's my fault. I've spent years solving problems like this for strangers, high-end clients, quiet deals, always with the armor on. But this is personal. This is the woman I was ripped away from. The woman I came back for. The elevator dings, my floor. I step out, pull out my phone almost instinctively. Thumbs swipe to the security app, check the exterior feeds, nothing out of the ordinary. A flicker of relief and then a shift. Not in the feed. In the air. Something's wrong. It's not a sound, not a flash, just a current. A static tug in the back of my neck. I slow my steps as I reach the door, glance down at my phone, but my fingers freeze mid-scroll. The door unlocks under my touch, swings open. But before it's halfway, behind me, I turn fast. Too fast. And the last thing I see is the barrel of a gun. Then the blur of black. Then crack. Pain explodes behind my eyes like lightning behind a storm cloud. Then lights out.
I don't remember falling asleep. Just the sound of waves through the window, Sebastian's shirt wrapped around me like a second skin, and my phone resting against my palm, waiting for his name to light up the screen. But now I wake with a jolt. My chest is tight, my breath shallow, and something's wrong. I don't know how I know. I just do. I sit up, heart pounding, grab the phone. Still no call, no message. I call him. Again, straight to voicemail. Come on, pick up. I check the time. It's late, too late. I try again. Voicemail. My heart's in my throat now. I can't breathe. It's happening again. I'm thrown back into that night. The night everything shattered. The phone that never rang. The silence that became my nightmare. My chest burns as I stumble out of bed. I can't get air. I can't think. My hands are shaking, gripping the phone like it might anchor me to something real. Please, Sebastian, please be okay. My vision blurs, my knees hit the floor. I'm gasping now, whispering his name like a lifeline, like a prayer. It's too familiar, too cruel. And in this moment, I don't know if I'm scared of losing him again, or if I already have. The house is still. The ocean roars outside, unaware. And inside me, every echo from the past screams into the silence of right now. Sebastian, please don't disappear. Not again.
That's it for this season of Echoes of Us, but the story is far from over. Sometimes the truth doesn't echo back until you're finally quiet enough to hear it. What began as whispers of grief, of love, of danger, has become something they can't unhear. The lies are unraveling, the past is rising, and what Camila and Sebastian do next will cost them. But for now, in this moment, there's still time to breathe, to remember, to hold on to what's real, even if it slips through their fingers tomorrow. This was the season finale of Echoes of Us. Thank you for listening, for feeling with us, for walking beside Camila and Sebastian through every haunting memory and fragile hope. If this story moved you, share it, review it. Tell someone who needs to be reminded. The past never stays buried, but neither does love. We'll be back soon. Until then, listen closely, because sometimes the past isn't as far away as it seems.